Hello everyone, this week we are back for a review of a tower, the tower of Josh, and now we changed slightly the rules for the registration of next week, and you understand why. Actually, if you want to register for next week, I will ask you to put review in the comment down below, but instead of a short description of your tower, what I will be more interested is what is the aspect of the game that is the most important for you, the things that you like the most, and if you had the opportunity to change something, what will you change? For the things that you change, please keep it realistic. Remember that the dev, they needs to be paid for their work. So if you say it needs to be completely free to play, in my opinion, is not realistic. So something that will make sense within the game environment. And the Tower of Josh, so it started in December 2024. It has about 14 quadrillion coins, and is in Champions tournament. He has made some break-in into Legend, but it's been quite sparse and he cannot manage to stay in Legend. So I would consider that he's a high champion player. And before starting with his tower, I will start with the bottom, and I will start with the future objective he has. And right now is a little bit divided between the fact that he should be continue breeding, getting CC and damage to perform in tournament, or keep investing in masteries for economy, or synchronizing the CD of ultimate weapon and making more coins. And when I saw his tower, because I usually pre-read the tower before I'm doing this kind of review, I think this is not an objective. This is a way to achieve something. It's like, if an objective will be I want to do better in tournament, that's my objective, and one way to achieve it will be to work on chain lightning or work on more CC. That's like a path to achieve an objective. To me, when I see your tower, I think you really need to wonder what is important for you in the game. What do you find joy when you are playing that game? Really, I have no judgment on that, but if the joy you find is building a very strong economy and see those coins going up and up, if this is what you like into the game, then just pour your stones into your ultimate weapon. Now, you need to understand that pouring your stones into ultimate weapon that are economical, then for a short amount of time, or at least until you decide otherwise, it may give you not as quickly gain in tournament as if you are pouring them into damage or control. But if this is what you like, this is completely fine. This is something for you to answer. And I think the video I make on Champion is really about this choice. Champion is the part in the game where you need to decide what path you are taking. You can take an economical path, which you started, and that's fine. Or you can take, I would say, a more damage and control build, which is what I did in the past, and that's also fine. And there is also people that are doing it. So that's a choice for you. What I would try to do is, during this review of today, I will try to explain you the different aspects you can do with both paths and decide which one you want and which I recommend for you. But that's a question you need to ask yourself. Before going further into this video, I want to make a quick pause here to introduce the sponsor of today's video, UGphone. I'm using it on my mobile to farm, and as you see, I was wave 855, and I can use my mobile to do something completely different and even turn it off. I can also use any other app, and I'm using UGphone every time that I'm asleep to do night runs, or when I'm traveling and I don't want to be constantly on my phone, or I want to use my phone for other purposes such as taking pictures with my family or other aspects of my life. There is two links in the description of the video, one to download the app and the other one, which is a short tutorial to help you set up UGphone and do your first run within this. That app really helped me increasing the amount of time that I'm capable of farming into the games through the night runs or through every time that I'm moving somewhere for my holidays. It's been really increasing the number of coins that I'm capable of making per day, and in average, just having this app running in the background of my phone and not having to recharge my phone constantly through the night or through a travel that I'm doing somewhere. Thank you, UGphone, for your support, and I carry on with my video. So when I'm reviewing a champion, the first thing that I try to understand is what status their farming is at right now. And right now they are making, Josh is making 450 trillion a day, which is very nice for a champion tower, because that means that within a week is capable of farming something like 3.5 quadrillion, something like this. And this is in the area where you can actually start doing some research for masteries. So already what I can tell you is that you are in a status where your economy is good enough to benefit from it if you want to into your tournament. So that's pretty good. So we are going to see if you make benefit of it and how we can improve that. And you are making 200k sales per run, which is quite nice, but you have very long run, because I think you are making something like a 10k wave. Let me check. You are making, yeah, like 9k or 8.5k, so quite long run. So start with the cards just to leverage what I just said before and see if you are making some use of the coins that you are making. And the only thing I see is the free upgrade that is mastered. And this is to achieve the guide that you are following for your farm. But basically nothing here is showing me that you are interested of progressing in tournament through the masteries. So you are not benefiting from what I see with your cards of your economy. And it's not because you are going a little bit further in enhancement that you are benefiting in champion. The people in front of you, they will probably have like a way better ultimate weapon or control than you do. So if you want to do better in tournament, you need to leverage your economy, which you don't do at the moment. So when I look also at your tournament card, same thing. So the first thing that I will say is that potentially if you want to go for a tournament performance base, you will probably start with unlocking the damage mastery, and you start increasing this damage. That is one of the possibility. The other possibility could be to work already on super tower. The problem with super tower is that even if you have a good economy for your level, you will not be able to go much further than level 2, level 3 on the masteries, because after they become very expensive. So super tower I think is a little bit premature, but potentially the damage is going to help you transition to an hybrid build if you wish so, either to farm or to perform better in tournaments. So this card here is probably your best friend. Another option, which is going to be also delaying a little bit your transition, is to work on recovery package. To me, this is a very good card for you because it's going to increase the amount of shards that you are going to get for your modules, which will further accelerate the boost of your economy, but the module part. So that is also a viable option. And to me, those are really the two options that I see for your tower right now as a move. Is either you say, okay, now like the economy was fun, but I want to progress in tournament and this is my goal, then you go for damage. Then the second one is like, you know what, I still like echo, and then I want to do a little bit more of it, and I will go for recovery package. So that's my recommendation. Regarding the card setup that you have, I think it's okay. It's like a standard hybrid build for tournament. I don't have much to say. I don't see plasma cannon. I think that you are changing depending on battle condition. Plasma cannon is a good one also because it helps you with bosses. But I mean, I have done a lot of video on cards. You probably see what I mean by a good setup for a tournament. On the farming, you are following a guide, so I'm not going to go into this. I think what you have here is very classic for a whole Devo build or Orbless Devo build with the free up. So nothing specific to say on your card setup, but on your investment, I think I've been clear on the two things that I think you can consider for the card's mastery. So regarding your ultimate weapon, so that's what I put into the thumbnail. To me, they are very one-sided into economy. You have a pretty nice cooldown on Death Wave, okay cooldown on, pretty nice on Golden Tower, and Gold Box on Black Hole. You have nice duration for both of them. You can probably work a little bit into the duration of the Golden Tower. I think here it's like easy stones. I understand that you want to keep the 12 seconds between the two. I think it's not going to hurt you to have a little bit more into the Golden Tower if you want to keep going into economy. This is always going to be good. The main bonus is provided by Golden Tower, so this is always going to be nice, even if you don't have the Black Hole. In parallel of that, you have a nice quantity, but when we are starting to look at, I would say, ultimate weapons that are for tournament, the damage of Chain Lightning is pretty low. The chance is pretty low, so I know that you don't have your modules for tournament, but still, like, it's not amazing. The Chrono Field is, I would say, there's nothing on Chrono Field, so to me it's almost like this is non-existing, because you have a cooldown of 3 minutes for a duration of 11 seconds, so you are working on it, but it doesn't exist right now. And the Spotlight, so you have a little bit of bonus, you start having a quantity, so I would say that you have a decent Spotlight. And potentially, I don't know if what motivated you for the Spotlight is the damage bonus aspect or the coins bonus aspect. I mean, regarding your tower, I would suspect that it's potentially the coins bonus aspect, but maybe I'm wrong. So right now you have no control, because this is nothing. You have low damage, so your tower is not in a shape to be able to compete in an hybrid mode. I'm surprised that you're still using hybrid, because honestly it's not where it needs to be. If you want to go and still going into the option of economy, as you started, like, keep working on the cooldown of Death Wave and Golden Tower. I think is good. It's just that right now it becomes quite expensive. I think like the next synchronization of those two is 1,000, almost 400 stones. You can work a little bit on the duration. It's not going to be amazing, but that's also something that that is possible. But to me, and this is maybe because I'm biased with the choice I made in the past, the thing that really needs to be worked on is the Chain Lightning, like the chance and the damage. And I think having both of them is going to be important. Keep in mind that every time that you invest stones into the damage, you get about 30% of damage increase. So here you're gonna get 1.5%. Here is about 10% of your chance. So right now, from your Chain Lightning, stones on damage have more value than stone on chance. Especially if you have a mod that is increasing the chance. We are going to see that in the module that you have after. So if you want to work on Chain Lightning, you should start with damage. You should not work on another ultimate weapon. I think you have good ultimate weapons and you have enough to work on. To me, the Chain Lightning one is the priority. The Chrono Field, you are probably still running the research on it. There's no point working on this until your research are advanced. There is, I think, 30 seconds that can be research. You start with 5, so you probably have 6 seconds that are in duration from the research. You still have 24 more to go. So there's no point like pouring stones into something that is not going to get you value before month until you finish that research on duration. So to me, I will keep working on the research on Chrono Field, get that going, and then when you will reach something that is close to permanent Chrono Field, then potentially you can switch your investment from Chain Lightning to Chrono Field. But the obvious one to me is Chain Lightning. Your Spotlight is at a good place in my opinion. You have free beam, 53 degree angle, a decent bonus. So for champion, I would say that this is pretty fine. I think this is one of the reasons that so many people struggle in champion, is because for so long the game is really economical based, and if you're not spending a lot in this game and you keep going in full economy, at some point you struggle in champion because there is some people that are doing so much damage or control the enemy. So there is people that manage to get through the champion with a strong economy and not investing too much in the rest, but usually there are people that are spending. When you are telling me like the spending habits, you're not investing into stones back very often and so on and so forth. So that's probably where you need to make a choice, and that's true for the majority of the people. You need to make that choice and not to spread too thin between two strategies. You need to get into one strategy and commit into it. And if you go to the eco strategy, you need to benefit from it. So you need to get some benefit from the masteries. This is going to be very important if you want to perform. So already where you are, you can get some benefit from your eco. So you need to have this going on. Quick pause here to say that if you wish to support me, you can go into the creator code here and enter my name, Noobodytest, which is the name of the channel, and this is going to help me tremendously. The code is resetting every 30 days, so even if you have entered it once and you wish to continue to support me, you may have to enter it again. You can also add it into the online store, and by the way, you get way better value for your money online than through the apps. Thank you so much for the people supporting me, and I carry on with the video. So going to the modules, so you show me this screen, and I think this is your setup for farm, and I think it's great. So you're using BHD, which is a great idea, because regarding the cooldown that you have, you're probably getting more coins with BHD that you do from Galaxy Compressor. I guess that you did the trials the same way I did and explained in my previous video on how to farm in Glass Cannon, recording your runs, and you saw that BHD is providing you more value that Gcomp is doing. If you are using BHD, try to synchronize your golden bot to your cooldown that is generated by your average with the ancestral MVN. That is a massive boost. So if you manage to do so, this is something that is good. I think you were saying that your cooldown is 80 seconds. Okay, 80 seconds. So you probably have your golden bot that is synchronized. My main focus having and GB. Okay, they are all synchronized, which is perfect. So having this synchronized here is, I think, a great boost in coin. So that's the way to use BHD. Actually, I have not spoken too much about BHD because most of the players are using Gcomp, but BHD is extremely strong if you manage to have a low enough cooldown on your ultimate weapon through the MVN, and you have the golden bot that is synchronized with this cooldown. That is making the golden bot super great. So okay, good farm setup, and because you have a strong wall, you're using sharp fortitude. This is making sense. You haven't gave me the screenshot for your tournament, so my guess is that you are keeping to use sharp fortitude, which makes sense in champion, and I think you should keep your sharp fortitude because your wall is strong. So this is good. You probably using death penalty, which is also good. In here, I would say that using the dimension core is probably the right thing, and here project funding is probably the right thing. When this new module is going to be in epic quality, in ancestral quality, you probably want to use that instead of the death penalty. I think it will give you more benefits. Seeing that you have a primordial collapse here, and you have 50 seconds of cooldown into your black hole, I would be curious for you to try the PC instead of the dimension core, because you're such a EHP oriented player. Maybe PC is providing you some good benefit. If you do that, then make sure that on your primordial collapse you have the cooldown of black hole that is ancestral -4 seconds, and then the duration of black hole that is also ancestral 4 seconds, which is going to further reduce by 8 seconds the black hole. And potentially, if you want to use that, you want to drop here project funding, which is a glass cannon module, and you want to use Galaxy Compressor, making the black hole permanent. I think if you have, with your cooldown that you show me right now, if you have good perks on this and on this, we are going to check it, potentially you have the possibility to have a permanent black hole on tournament, which will help you a lot because it's going to divide the damage by 4 with this quality. And I think it's completely viable for champions to try this strategy for you. So that's something that I think you should try if you haven't. And you see, this is like what I was saying, that I think you're really someone that love to farm, because when I'm seeing this, I see that every module that are about getting more coins, such as surviving or getting more coins here, they like very well rolled. Like you have 4 things that are ancestral. We are going to go into the details whether this is the best or not, but like you put the times on it. Like the death penalty, you still have a white thing. If I go down here, I would say like the ACP, which is also a good module to switch to glass cannon, is not rolled correctly. You have the, I mean, really like the ones that I see that are the best one are the one for economy. So just for a glance here, it feels like you really favor a lot farming and getting big coins, which is completely fine. So to answer your question is really play the game the way you want. The advice that I tend to give you is how to do better in tournament, but this is maybe not the way you want to play the game, and maybe you want to do something different with this game, and you're completely fine to stay in champion and make a decent amount of stones and enjoy your games with making more coins. So yeah, that's something for you to decide. So on Astral Deliverance, I would say that you're not using this to farm because you're using a Devo build. So I mean, this is okay. Probably, yeah, nothing to say. I'm not going to say that. Enemy health levels keep, enemy attack levels keep. Here in BHG, we would have preferred the other way around. You're farming in EHP, so you want to have attack levels keep before enemy levels keep. The coins is good, the free utility upgrade is good. I would say that on this one, if you are eating 141, instead of going for the free up, what I would favor is the package, because if you are unlocking the mastery on package, you want to have a package substat on your module. So this is completely depending on the strategy that you decide to follow. If you want to go for the package mastery, really you need to have a package substat here, and eventually you prefer to have the attack levels keep versus the health levels keep. I don't think you need health levels keep on the farm module. I think this is something that you can completely remove, in my opinion. Sharp Fortitude, you get the percentage of defense, health regen, wall health. So this is like just perfect. Tone damage in, I mean, this is probably good for your wall, to have a wall that is a bit more effective. So I understand the move. So I won't say that is bad. I think honestly this is pretty good. So I won't say anything about Sharp Fortitude. You have a great one. Multiverse Nexus, you have free death wave quantity, perfect. You have the spotlight angle, perfect. You have free beams, so these start to have good value. Black hole size, not a big fan of that. I think this is a stat that is pretty cheap with stones, so this is something that you can get something way better. Golden Tower bonus. Okay, so potentially I would say that having the death wave duration or the golden tower duration cooldown reduction. Death wave is 13 seconds in ancestral, and golden tower is 12 seconds in ancestral. This will provide you more value because just the sub alone is reducing your cooldown by 4 seconds, a little bit more if you get the death wave, and this is way better in my opinion than the black hole size. Black hole, you can put a little bit of stones and then you're gonna get this. Reducing by 4 seconds, your cooldown is going to be more expensive, so potentially this is not amazing. Also, you probably overcapping the black hole, so I don't know about the strat that you are doing, but when you are doing a Devo build, usually the enemy, they are like close to your tower and they get sucked into the black hole. So as long as the black hole are touching the center of your tower, and I can't remember to yeah, you're playing at 30 meters. So basically you don't need this. Like, and what is 64 meters? So you're clearly overkilling it. So to me, this is not a good stat. It's a dead stat. Going back to your sorry about that. Going back to you Multiverse Nexus, this is a dead stat. It's completely useless for you. You're playing at 30 meters and you're clearly overkilling it, so you need to reroll that. I know it looks shiny to have full ancestral, but this is a dead stat. So maybe when you get the 141 level, so you get 2 slots to be reroll, you need to reroll both of them together and try to get the cooldown the reduction on Golden Tower Death Wave. This is probably like something good. Another one that you may consider is the Black Hole duration, that is going to also increase your coin generation, so that's also something that is pretty good. Death penalty, we get attack speed, critical chance, super critical chance, a little bit of critical factor. It's decent for a tournament. It's 5 stars, very well pulled. So yeah, you have a good one here. Harmony Conductor, you're probably not using this one. The Galaxy Compressor, you have the package chance, yes. Enemy attack level skip, yes. And the coins, pretty decent. The rest here, I'm not going to look. ACP here, this ACP is built for EHP build. And ACP is not for EHP, is for Glass Cannon. So here is not correctly built. If you want to build ACP, the number 1 priority you need is the shockwave duration, shockwave cooldown. So you want to have an ancestral shockwave cooldown, so you reduce the frequency of the shockwave. Another one that is good is additional orb. Shockwave size is also good. Orb speed is also good. So that's the 4 stat that you are looking for in ACP. So health regen, wall health, all these things is not for ACP. This, we're not talking about this, not talking about this. Okay. And the last one, yes, Primordial Collapse. So that's the one that I wanted to try. So here you have, okay. So here you have, I would say farm 1. Yes, we can say farm 1. You still have the Black Hole size. I don't understand why you love this. Maybe you just have something that is proccing and you keep it because it's ancestral, but honestly Primordial Collapse is adding a 3rd black hole, so you even more overkilling it. I don't understand why you have this. You actually pretty close from getting something that can be used in tournament. You just probably need to have the black hole duration here, and you get a perfect module to use in to do a try, I guess, in tournament in combination with the G comp. So yeah, I think this is something that you should definitely try for the passive that is going to provide you some bonus. Amplifying Strike, when you get this as an ancestral, you should try it in tournament. Is going to help you. The thing is that right now your damage are pretty low, so I don't know how good it's going to be for you, but when you are going to get more damage, this is going to be good. And project funding, this is something that is going to be also very important. It's great when you are playing damage, which you don't at the moment. So yeah, I don't know if you should use it. You should do a try, as I was saying, either with the combo of Primordial Collapse and the G comp, or the project funding and the Dimension Core. And your Dimension Core, yes, it's here. You have the Chain Lightning chance, Chain Lightning quantity. This is good. Death Coil quantity, not sure about that. And Chain Lightning damage, not sure about that. Okay, so Dimension Core here, I think you have 2 stats that make sense. I would say that having the angle on your spotlight is probably better, because you need to have stronger spotlight to make more damage. I think it's clearly better than the Death Wave quantity. I would not say you should work on your Dimension Core, because it's not ancestral, and right now your tower is not oriented for damage. So potentially keep putting things. I see that you have more Dimension Core here. You are just missing 1 from what I see for an ancestral. So don't work on this. When you will get ancestral and you will get something that is decent for damage, then you're gonna rework it. What you want is the chain lightning quantity. This is also good. The spotlight angle, and also you want to keep something for the chronofield. Your chronofield is being built. You want to have a permanent chronofield, so modules that have substats that reduce the cooldown of chronofield or increase the duration of chronofield is really a good help at the beginning when you don't have a permanent chronofield. And then later on, you remove those sub, and then you get the chronofield speed reduction that is going to help you also greatly. So those are important. The chain lightning damage, this is very quickly garbage, and this is completely garbage, the death wave quantity for damage module. One more redirector is not being built, which is completely fine. You have sharp fortitude. So moving on to the lab, you're working on the wall regen coins per kill that is almost maxed. Well done. Well done, but I think there is way better things to do for the amount of times than finishing those 2 levels. Even if it feels satisfying to gold box the coin kill bonus, there's probably like better use of your lap time than those like 12-13 days for a minimal gain. So let's talk about this later. Chronofield range, love it. Chronofield duration, love it. This is great. So yeah, perfect. Those two, they are perfect. And lap speed, you want to finish the lap speed. You're already level 85. Well done. You're higher than me. I couldn't go that far. It's a pain for me to run lap speed. I want to run other things. So I'm not level 85, but well done. One of the things that I noticed is that your health and health regen here, they are not so high. So if you want to work on something that is providing you survivability, I think that instead of working on health, wall health regen, that is extremely long, if I remember well, then potentially you can work on just base health here. That is going to increase the pool of health of your wall. If you think that you are dying from, in tournament, if you are dying from 1 hit, this is something that can potentially help you in tournament within EHP build. And health regen here, it's really quick in general, and it's providing you a decent amount as well. So that's also something that you can potentially think about. I haven't made the calculus because the wall regen is applying after all those things, but that's also something that can increase your survivability. Overall, what I was seeing from your lab is that it's in good order. The things that are important, such as the module research, you have done them. On the ultimate weapon, you have done the things that are... so first you've done the perk things, which makes sense. Ultimate weapon, you have the one that are providing you some economical gains. Of course you did. You have started shock chance, you are working on chronofield, which I think make complete sense. Right now for you, you have max the ELS ones, as I'm saying, but I think it's in your favorite. You damage, critical factor, attack speed, those 3 here will need to be worked on when you consider going into hybrid. Now, right now, I agree with the fact that the priority should be those 2 things here. If you consider not keeping working on your EHP and start your transition to hybrid, then replacing those 2, even if this one is not gold box, is not the end of the world. You can work on damage and critical factor. Attack speed is high enough, so you're gonna get more benefit from those 2 than this one. That is something that you can do in those 2 if you decide to go for chain lightning. As I'm often saying, if I go back to your, because your lab is fine, so there's nothing specific to say about the lab. If I go back to ultimate weapon, so chronofield is work in progress through the lab. Before the lab, there's no point working on it. If you want to go damage and you go for chain lightning, you need to be consistent and you need to have a strategy that is meeting the goal of doing better in damage in both the stone investment, the coins investment, and the lap time. So chain lightning here, you start with damage, as I explained. You switch the economical that I just explained before into damage and critical factor. And you keep working on chronofield through the lab. So when the lab is advanced and you have a good chain lightning, then you can switch into investing your stone into the chronofield cooldown. You gold box the cooldown and then you work on the duration. You need to start with the cooldown because every click is going to provide you 10 seconds of value, when every click here is provide you 1 second of value. So this one is way better. So you start with cooldown, gold block the cooldown, then you work on duration. That's the way you do chrono field. When you have permanent chrono field, you work on speed reduction, and only at that time. There's no point working on speed reduction if your chrono field is not permanent. Chrono field that is not permanent is almost like a dead ultimate weapon, so no point on it. I think this is the way that I will go if I were you and I want to do better in tournament. If you want to do better in farming, then you probably ignore that. You keep working on your chrono field so you can get the damage reduction, and you can still work on the golden tower, the black hole, and the death wave as you were doing, reducing the cooldown. I know it's expensive, but yeah, now things start to get very expensive. You have MVN, so you don't need to synchronize the cooldown of this and the cooldown of that, unless you want to use primordial collapse, which I think you probably won't because you have one that is built, but you haven't talked about it into the presentation of your tower. Now that you have those two here that are synchronized, I don't know if you tried the primordial collapse farm in a higher tier. Maybe that's something that is going to provide you value. That's something that you should try. I was mentioning it in one of my videos when primordial collapse has been out. I don't know if that's something that you want to try, but potentially that's a cool way to farm, a different way to farm. Guys, that's all I had for you today. If you wish to register for next week's review, you just leave a review down below, but instead of describing your tower, you just give me the aspect of the tower, the game that you like the most, and which things that you would change if you had full control like the dev into the game. I would be very interesting to know it down below. Thanks again for watching, and I see you on the next video.